Looks about 18 years old. That's jailbait if I ever heard of such a thing, but I will tell you what may or may not be jailbait, and it's less than 18 years old. Non-fungible tokens, my friends. So let's have an open floor discussion and see how it affects the whole world of collectibles. Well, it's no surprise the whole world throughout the pandemic found much financial value in many different tangible and non-tangible items. Whether it's a digital currency, a meme stock, a piece of cardboard, sports memorabilia, fine art, or real estate, many of these serve as investment vehicles for people to park their money as a hedge against inflationary risk. Well, what happens when the transaction for these items go under the radar? What if there's no history? What if there's a gap in history? How do you determine the NAV or net asset value for that particular item? And if you thought people doing cash transactions in a secret dark alleyway for many years some time ago was shady, the world's just gotten exponentially more shady. I'm talking Rudy's Secret Sweat Factory fulfilling all these orders kind of shady. And why, you might ask? Because of the adoption and utilization of these cryptos is at an all-time high. For being such a decentralized form of currency, it's definitely seeing a lot of mainstream outlets, i.e. your corporate banks, serving these cryptocurrencies as a means to fulfill transactions. And now we have a new asset class that can only be purchased with these cryptocurrencies. And it goes by the name of NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, which is what we will be discussing in this video. Consider it a different avenue for many of the collectors and investors out there who wish to park their money, like I said, as a hedge against inflationary pressure. Considered by many as an additional avenue for investing in the modern day era of collectibles, and with the onset record-selling auction for a single piece of digital art for $69 million, many say that this is now a viable option to consider when investing. So what exactly is an NFT? Well, simply put, it is a unique asset that utilizes the same technology of cryptocurrency, i.e. blockchain. The token or item cannot be imitated, replicated, or reproduced as of the filming of this video. Of course, a lot of people find ways to cheat the system, so just do your own double D's, your due diligence, before parking large capital into this asset. As I've stated earlier in the video, the currency to purchase these items is exclusively crypto. And as of the filming of this video, the market is still unregulated. There is no large financial institution hosting or permitting the exchanging of NFTs for cryptocurrencies at this time. So, with that out of the way, you're now a full-fledged Timmy, ready to embark in the world of NFTs. But what implications do these NFTs have in the realm of collectibles, especially the ones in your collection? So ever since 2020, and with the recent headwinds of NFTs, more attention has been paid in the unregistered asset market, which is a huge bullish indicator for collectibles as a whole. As a side note, I am still stupefied by the fact that MTG does not get as much publicity as any other collectible out there, despite being the most proven collectible card market in existence. Again, that's for another video, but people sleep on the MTG card market, especially many celebrities. Second point, with the mainstream adoption of NFTs, you'll be seeing a lot more volatility in the collectibles market. I'm talking the difference between a PSA 9 and PSA 10 type of volatility. Huge price swings across the board because people do not have a NAV or a net asset value associated with that particular item, especially coming to the realization that an NFT is its own asset class. So when you trade an NFT for another collectible, who knows what the actual gain on that transaction is? Third point, as NFTs continue to push forward and more overall adoption of that collectible exists, the more likely that the investor will have cryptocurrencies in their wallet at their disposal. Therefore, deeming cryptocurrencies as a pseudo-commodity for exchanges or transactions of other collectibles, i.e. your magic cards being sold for Bitcoin. And it gets even hairier from there. Say the seller, for instance, posts on a widely accepted platform such as Facebook market groups, even your TCG player or eBay, and the buyer or seller communicates with each other, PM for offer or PM for details, and they complete a transaction outside of those very platforms in cryptocurrencies, well, you lose a bit of that history with the price of the card. So if it's sold for 1 Bitcoin, well, no one will know. And on another side tangent, have you seen all the memes about PM for prices? Finally, the world has woken up and come to the realization that it is totally a scam, and it is the stupidest thing a seller could say about their listing. Thank you for waking up the community and preventing all the Timmies from losing their shirts on unnecessary spending. Now, the fourth implication that NFTs may have in the collectibles space has to do with each brand or collectibles corresponding art market. Now, I don't know if there exists such a market for Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or many of the other Gen Y collectibles out there, but you do have Marvel and Magic the Gathering making a splash in modern day art collecting. And despite conventions remaining closed, many of these markets are still thriving thanks to the help of Facebook market groups and many of the other auction platforms out there. In fact, we're seeing record-selling prices for new and old pieces of art. Take Magic's latest set, for example, Kaldheim. The art direction reverted back to oil paintings, and many of these pieces have been averaging 5,000 or more on the MTG Art Market Facebook group. So, will Wizards of the Coast and their commissioned artists revert back to producing digital art forms? Well, with the recent success of Kaldheim and the onset of NFTs, it's hard to say for certain. However, they may find a nice balance between the two and introduce a new product exclusive for artists of the game. But it definitely is a forum for new and existing artists to get further recognition of their craft. Especially amidst the NFT hysteria, anyone and everyone will be flocking to the scene. Therefore, potentially even creating a spillover to these collectibles as a whole. So many people who flock into the NFT scene from the Pokemon community may be introduced to the Magic the Gathering community, for instance, or Marvel. So it definitely meshes the collectibles space. Now, let's talk about taxes, everyone's favorite subject that no one seems to talk about. I am not a tax professional, I do not reside in your state, I am not an omnipresent deity, and I do not know your state laws. So, do not take any tax advice from me, but I will tell you the very basics when it comes to this crypto NFT space. First, every crypto transaction is taxable. It's taxable because it is considered property and it abides by capital gains tax. Okay, that's number one. And well, what happens when you exchange that cryptocurrency for that NFT? Considering the NFT market is still unregulated and is undefined by the IRS, one cannot presume the taxation implications from the transaction. Therefore, a lot less reporting in the calendar year and a lot more money being hedged towards unregistered assets. Because of which, more red flags will be raised by the IRS in this category, i.e. collectibles. So what I'm getting at here is do your double D's, your due diligence, and follow your proper taxation policies. That's all I have to say on that category. So that brings me to my last point of the video, which is also another warning. When it comes to cryptocurrencies as a whole, being decentralized and having no third-party affiliation to monitor the flow and exchange of money, I think right now it's exchanged up to $1.3 trillion, so big congratulations to the whole cryptocurrency blockchain as a concept. It's definitely cemented its place in history. However, with great power comes great responsibility. These transactions are a one-way street, therefore incentivizing a lot of fraudulent activity. God help you if you happen to spend a large sum of money on that Black Lotus that you realize only after the fact is fake. Coinbase and many other platforms do not offer any refunds or any repercussions to the seller, as blockchain does not operate backward. The only way for you to get your money back is if the seller sends it in turn. Therefore, use extreme caution when engaging in cryptocurrency transactions. Yes, I do believe NFTs and cryptocurrencies will continue to climb and become ever so popular, however met with a lot of irrational exuberance. So tread carefully, especially when making large dollar purchases. You need to understand that the NFT market is still young and fresh and will eventually become oversaturated, so pick and choose your NFTs accordingly based off of other merits like you would in any other collectible. One other thing to note is that the NFT provides a network, or a platform rather, just like you would for blockchain, to promote other goods and services being sold. So it's not necessarily just an artwork platform exclusively. That's pretty much it for this video, folks. I just wanted to chime in, give my pros and cons, and what implications NFTs may begin to unfold in the collectibles space. I also wanted to give a brief 101 on NFTs in case anyone was not familiar with the term or the idea/concept. Also, the value of cryptocurrencies is largely in part driven by the market as a whole. So if there's any interest rate hikes or bearish sentiment within the market, there could be a retracement or a plummet in the price. So be mindful and cognizant of anything such as that when deciding to buy NFTs. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, be safe, invest carefully, but enjoy the hobby, enjoy your collection, and enjoy the fun of it all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, comment down below. If you didn't, comment down below as well. But before you do that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next Jaymorz Collectibles. Remember, folks, life is just the art of it all.